Happy Fri-YAY, friends! I'm so excited to have you back with me today. We are making another star project, and this star project likes to make this sound. Bzzz. Does anybody think they can guess what it is? We're making some bees! We're actually making bumblebees. Now, have you seen a bumblebee before? You probably have. Sometimes friends mix them up with honeybees. Today, we're talking about just the bumblebee. So, bumblebees will not die if they use their stinger, but honeybees do. Bumblebees hibernate or burrow underground in the winter to stay safe and warm. I bet you didn't know that bumblebees hibernate underground. And when bumblebees visit a flower, they actually leave a little bit of a scent or a smell, and that tells their brain they have visited that flower before. There's so many cool facts about bumblebees. If you have some time today with a grown-up, you should look it up. We are making 2 bumblebees today. So you're going to reach into your star art project bag, and you're going to be pulling out my favorite color, a great big blue rectangle. Now, second thing you're going to be pulling out, Mrs. D worked really hard to paperclip all of this to the blue paper, so hopefully it's still like that. It should look like this. Big blue rectangle, 2 yellow rectangles, 2 white rectangles. Ooh, this is a tricky one. She put 4 light blue rectangles and then a bunch of black rectangles. What do you think these black ones are for? They're for the stripes. So, this bumblebee's a little tricky. You're going to have to be really patient and really open-minded in order to make it because it's kind of a tricky project. So, we're going to pretend that the bumblebees are in the clouds. So the first thing you're going to do is take your blue paper and you're going to put it long ways or horizontal, not vertical. So put it horizontal and then you're going to put it down. Next, you're going to pick up the 2 white rectangles. Now, when you are going to make your clouds for the bumblebees to be flying around, you're going to be using your scissors. Now, there's so many different types of clouds. There's cumulus clouds, cumulonimbus, those are the storm ones, stratus, cirrus, so many types. Today, we're going to pretend and make cumulus clouds. Those are the big, white, fluffy ones that you see on sunny days. So, this is the tricky part. Try your best. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut out big, white, fluffy clouds. So, I'm going to kind of cut almost like a half of a circle and go around my paper. Some friends, they like to draw it with a pencil first and then cut on the line, and that helps their brain. However you do it though, just cut out 2 big, white, fluffy clouds. Here's one. The clouds are probably going to look a little different from each other, and that's okay, because no cloud is the same, kind of like snowflakes. So just keep on cutting. You might want to pause the video if you want to draw your clouds first, but otherwise start cutting out some big white fluffy clouds. Oops, I accidentally ripped my cloud, and that's okay. I'm not going to get a piece of tape because you're going to be gluing these onto your big blue rectangle as if it was a picture of the sky. So just keep cutting out your clouds. When you are done, here are my 2 cumulus clouds. Now, we're going to pretend that the bumblebees are flying in the sky. So, the blue rectangle is your sky. You're going to get out your 2 cumulus clouds and your glue stick. So, go ahead and take your glue stick, put glue on the back of one of the clouds, and then I'm going to put both clouds at different spots. So, here's my glue. I'm going to put one at the top, and then I'm going to take my other one and put it down here at the bottom. Push, push, push. I'm going to do a little rub. We don't want these clouds to come off. Okay. Oh, there they are. They're ready. Now, we are going to be making our bumblebees. So, this is where it gets a little tricky. You're going to get your glue stick ready. You're going to take your first bumblebee, and you're going to do a little bit of a roll to make the bumblebee head. So watch me. I'm going to take it and turn it in and roll it up. Just like that. Now, here's the tricky part. Watch what happens. I'm going to let it go so that you can see it. I'm going to take my glue stick and do one line of glue across. Then what I'm going to do is practice rolling it again after I practice the first time. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to tuck it and roll it. And when I get to the part that has the glue, I'm going to squeeze, 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 squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. There it is. It's stuck. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to be making a bumblebee head. This is the tricky part, by rolling it. And then you're going to squeeze your fingers inside the roll and squeeze, 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 so that when it's ready, it's going to look like this. Now, we're going to be turning it into a bumblebee very soon. So once you have the head like this, make sure it's stuck. You're going to pick up your other bumblebee and you're going to do the same thing. So put that glue down. If you want to practice rolling first, you can. Otherwise, put the glue, roll it under, stick your fingers in, and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Try to do this all by yourself. Try not to have to get an adult to help you. Now, when your bumblebees are ready, they're going to look like this. You're going to use either a black crayon or a black marker from your crayon box, and we're going to draw an eyes and a mouth. So I'm going to take my black marker. Now you're going to have to push down just a little bit to draw, but don't push too hard because then the bumblebee head won't be there anymore. So there are my two eyes. I'm going to draw a really big smile. There we go. There's one bumblebee. Here's my second one. I'm going to push very gently through the two eyes and the big smile. All right. When your bumblebees look like this, you are getting ready. Now, next thing we have to add are their black and yellow stripes. So, when your bumblebee is ready, you're going to pick up your black rectangles. You're going to count 1 to each bumblebee so that you make sure you have even. So here's my 2 bumblebees, and I'm going to say 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. When you're done, each bumblebee should have 3 rectangles. Now, remember, it's like an A-B pattern, so it should go yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. The yellow's already there, so the only thing you are making is the black. I'm going to get out that piece of paper to put underneath so I don't get any glue on the table. And then I'm going to start placing my stripes onto my bumblebee. There's one. I'm going to try to do a space finger in between each black stripe, and that way they won't be on top of each other. Because remember, it needs to be a pattern. Black, yellow, black, yellow. Oh, there it goes. I'm doing good. All right, you're going to do all 3 stripes. Black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow. That's one bumblebee. I'm going to put that one down, and I'm going to pick up my other bumblebee, and I'm going to do those 3 stripes too. Make sure you put your stripes on top of a different piece of paper because no grown-up wants glue all over the table. You're going to put your stripes down, space finger in between each stripe. Do not put them on top of each other or it won't look like a bumblebee. All right, I think I'm ready to show you. I pushed my stripes on. I used enough glue. Here they are. Now, they're not done yet because bumblebees have antennas and they have some wings. So, this is going to be a little bit of a tricky part too. You are going to take your blue rectangles and turn them into wings. So, I'm going to take one. I'm going to fold it in half. Now, Mrs. Dewart gave us extra rectangles because this is a tricky part. So some friends need extra paper. I'm going to leave the part that's apart at the top and the part that's together at the bottom. I'm going to cut a little bit of a curve at the top so that it opens like a pair of wings. Does everybody see my wings? Now, I'm going to glue my wings down so that they kind of flap open. I kind of bent them like we do with our arms for our Earth Day guy. So it looks like that. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind the bee. Just try your best, friends. If you want to cut out a wing for each one and not have them be flappy, that's okay too. So here are my flappy wings on my bumblebee. Then I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to cut very carefully, trying my best. It's okay if you make a mistake. There's extra ones there for you. Then I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to glue it behind my bumblebee. This time I'm going to put the wings on the other side of my other bee. So each bumblebee is going to have 2 wings. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, if you don't need this extra paper, put it in that baggie with the green paper that maybe you could do a different art project with a different day. Then, we're ready. All right, friends, so then you're going to take your blue sky with those cumulus clouds that you made, and you're going to glue down your bumblebees. So I'm going to do mine kind of like this. So their bumblebees are big and the paper is small, but you can put your bumblebee wherever you want. He or she can kind of be hanging off of your paper or glued right on top. So here's my first bumblebee. There he is. Oh, he's so cute. And then I'm going to put my second bumblebee down a little bit below in a different spot. So I put a little bit of glue on the back and I glued them down. Now, if you want, you can do little dots that show your bumblebee has been flying around. I'm going to show you. So you'll take a black marker and you just do a bunch of little dots. And when I do these, I go buzz, 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 buzz. Ah, perfect! There it is. My bumblebees are buzzing around. Friends, I hope you had so much fun today. I love making Bumblebee Art Project with you. I love doing star projects with you. See if you can find some bumblebees around your house. See you later.